Okay, this is part 3 of my The Coming Plagues trilogy. I had an intro video the other day, and I'm literally making 3 videos, so there's really 4 of them, but I'm going to go over what the Torah says, and I want you to relate this back to all the things that I just talked about. So some people believe that the Bible is not relevant anymore, especially the Old Testament, and I strongly disagree. Just as much as I disagree with a lot of these truthers in this case, that these outbreaks are nothing to worry about. I think that is an extreme overstatement. I think they are something to be concerned about, and there are things you can have in your survival kit that can prepare you, okay? I'm not saying to guzzle the sovereign silver, but maybe get something together like this that I mentioned in one of my last videos to make your own. Maybe grow some garlic at your house. It's not going to hurt. Okay, maybe have some masks that cover your mouth, your nose, and your eyes. I talked about the ways that these viruses can be transmitted in my last 2 videos. And now I'm going to prove to you that the Bible knows what it's talking about. This is divine wisdom that can save your life. So if you're a little bit lost and my videos aren't in depth enough for you, then please go and review Leviticus, okay? Starting with chapter 11. You don't have to, you can skip the first time in this case. So here's the King James. And he said unto Moses, speak unto them, saying, these are the ones you shall eat. Okay, there's 3 different levels here in Leviticus. It talks about the animals you can and cannot eat. It talks about the animals that you can and cannot touch when they're dead. And it talks about the abominations, all right? So if it chews the cud and is cloven-footed, all right, then you can eat it as far as the land animals. All of the animals that I mentioned in the last video were non-kosher. All of those disease vector animals like raccoons and prairie dogs and squirrels and rats, they're all non-kosher land animals. Rabbits, don't touch those dead. Bats, don't touch them. Okay, nevertheless, or in this case, don't eat them. But it goes on. You shall not eat those that just have one or the other, like swine. They divide the hoof, but don't chew the cud. Okay. The coney, that's, I believe, the rabbit. No, there's the rabbit. It says the swine. Okay. So if you want to go wild hog hunting, you might catch a strange animal disease. It says, of their flesh you shall not eat, and their carcass you shall not touch. Don't touch them. Okay. So out of the water, speaking of the Vibrio vulnificus in the Gulf of Mexico, yeah, Vibrio vulnificus, guys. Okay, killing people in the Gulf of Mexico. If it doesn't have scales and fins, whether it's in the river or the sea or a lake or whatever, it's an abomination. So it doesn't just say don't touch it. It doesn't just say don't eat it. It says it's an abomination. Shrimp, oysters, lobster, these things. How are people contracting Vibrio vulnificus? The largest vector, okay, is oysters. Mechanical transmission of oysters or biological transmission. They're either cutting their feet on the shells in the water, okay, or they're eating it. So abomination means stay away, all right? Stay away. People are dying. People are dying. A lot of people, over 100 people. And, you know, I feel disappointed in the alternative media that they're downplaying these deaths and saying, oh, don't worry about it. Well, don't worry about it if you follow these cleanliness laws and you're prepared and you know how to treat yourself, fine. But mourning these deaths is certainly okay. It goes after the other kind of birds, okay? So it specifically also mentions the bat, and the Ebola came from the fruit bat, okay? So I believe personally that my family is fairly safe from Ebola unless someone sneezes directly or coughs on us. And if it comes to our town, then we're going to be on lockdown. But in the meantime, I feel pretty safe. The plague, you know, I'm protecting ourselves by keeping my dog clean. And there's also rabies now in my area. And so I don't let her outside by herself. And I purchased Century Natural Defense to keep the fleas away from her. Not just kill them once they bite her, because they could still bite me before they die. Century Natural Defense, I'll put the link below. We'll keep them away from her. It smells great, and it's natural. But it did mention bats, and then it does go on to talk about the different kind of bugs, like the fleas and the house flies, and every single thing that I just mentioned in my microbiology book is mentioned here in Leviticus. So tell me that it's not relevant. Okay? I keep saying okay, but really, people. And then you go to Leviticus 13 here, and that's the rules about leprosy. Now, I want you to think about what's going on in Africa. They've got a certain process that they're using, and I don't know the specific process because I don't work for the CDC, to screen people for Ebola before they're releasing them. Well, I certainly hope that they're going to consult Leviticus. Now, while Ebola isn't leprosy and the plague isn't leprosy, the things that are done here, are with great care. You want to talk about germaphobe? Go to Leviticus 13. Leprosy is a very hard disease to contract, and Leviticus is suggesting scrubbing the walls, having a priest examine the person to see if their sore is healed, and then wait a certain period of time after that before coming in contact. Nowadays, we have antiseptics, but in the case of the Ebola and the way that it's transmitted and the plague with the fleas and all of that, the 21-day up to 21-day incubation period for Ebola, I don't think this is a bad idea. So just think about that. If the scab spreads much abroad the skin, he shall be seen again. It doesn't say kill the guy. It doesn't say stone him to death. It says send him away for a while, and then he has to get inspected again before he's allowed back with his people. Okay? And I'm sorry, but I agree with this, and if there are quarantine centers being set up, I agree with that. I am an anti-vaccine person. I'm not going to vaccinate because of the Chapter 11 Leviticus laws that I mentioned a moment ago. But that doesn't mean I want to endanger others if I do become infected. So I am taking a more mainstream stand on this issue. I'm not saying you should panic, but I am saying maybe go to the store and buy some raw garlic bulbs in the flour. Maybe get one of these kits together. If I can find where we got the silver, I'll put the link below. Maybe get yourself some natural defense for your dog or cat so that they will detract fleas, not just simply kill fleas, because those are vectors. Don't be touching dead animals. Go and study these laws, and I hope that you all stay healthy, and I appreciate you watching this video. And if you have any comments, please post them below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do make a tiny little bit of money when you watch my videos, and I'm just really trying to make the world a better place with them, so I hope you can show your appreciation.